All right, welcome to our analysis here. Okay, so let's start off with our Euro US dollar here. As we can see, we have had a nice drop in euro. The Friday was a nice close. However, on Monday here, today, we did not get much of a move, very small move here. So looking at this, this is a very neutral daily close. In this case, we can expect a move in either direction. So we don't know which way, so we have to be open to move in either direction because it's a very small range, as well as is just a neutral candle with pins on both sides and very small body. So in terms of our levels, let's take a look. So this 106.20 level looks good, as well as this one right here. This right here, this is a good support and resistance level, has been tested multiple times, so 106.40 to around 50 level. So let's, we'll keep that on our charts. That will be the target to the upside, because we could get a pullback after this candle here. So I would be looking at 106.40 or 50 level for a potential opportunity here. If it comes into the bottom here, a 105.60 level, that could be a potential buying opportunity. We'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. If the price stops here, if we get a reversal signal, we could see a move to the upside, or if it breaks through this, we could see one of these moves. So let me just draw this out here. We could see a drop, a pullback, and then a further drop. So this level here, 105.670 level here, this could act as a broken support and then become a resistance level. So that's one scenario. The other scenario that could play out could be something like this. We get a double bottom here and price moves up to the top of the range, which would be a 106.40 level here. And we may have one of these here. So 106.40 or 50 area, it could act as resistance, and the price may drop from there, and the 105.70 area may act as support. So we have to be open to both of those scenarios. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. See, as we can see here, this is a nice support or resistance area, 106.40. We do have R1 level just above that right here, 106.50-ish area. So it's a bit of a zone there, and we'll keep an eye on that. Over here as well, 106.80 is a good support and resistance area that we should keep in mind. This is where it is, and above that we're looking at 107. So at this point, we'll just have to see. We do see a double bottom in place, but again, we'll have to see how this plays out. Today was a very low volume day. Not much happened in the markets today. Actually, you know, we skipped over the Forex factory here. Let's have a quick look. There was nothing, no news really. We just had Yellen speaking, and she didn't really say much. So not much to move the markets today. Coming up tomorrow, we have inflation numbers for the British pound. Last time they came out positive. And as a result of that, there was talk about Bank of England potentially raising interest rates. And that's why we saw a big push up in the British pound when CPI numbers came out. So tomorrow we do have inflation numbers coming out. And if it's another positive reading, if it beats the forecast, that would be positive for the British pound. So we could see the British pound jump up on positive numbers. So keep an eye on that. Other than that, not a whole lot here. We have ZEW economic sentiment number, which will be important for the Eurozone. And that's pretty much it. We have and somebody from FOMC speaking, and then China CPI numbers, but again, one of those light news days. So the market, it may not be a big mover tomorrow, but inflation number would definitely have an impact for the British pound, especially if it comes out hugely positive like it did last time. Okay, so we'll mark these a couple of levels on our charts. We'll keep a 106.40 area, 40 to 50, and then of course we have a 107 already in there. In between there's 106.80 that can act as a potential resistance area as well. In terms of the support, we'll have 105.70 here, and below that, if it does break through 105.70, the next target area would be right into here. So we're looking at basically at 105.00. So that will be the next target. In terms of the volume, we're still in the bearish volume. So we'll watch. These are some of the levels we'll have to watch. Okay, moving on to the British pound here. We did have a nice drop on Friday. However, the price has since pushed off of that. Expectations on inflation will be one of the reasons it's pushed up. But again, we'll have to watch for inflation number tomorrow. If we get good inflation number, then chances are we could see price come back into this potentially here 125 or even higher with 25.50. So it could do this big move tomorrow if we do get the positive numbers, just like it did last time. It was one of these candles here where it did have a big impact on the British pound. So we'll watch out for that. At this point, it is a support area. So a couple of different scenarios that could play out here potentially. One would be if positive number comes out, we may have one of these. So we would be looking at 125.50 for a potential selling opportunity. That's one scenario. If we get positive inflation numbers, it may push it all the way up there. Or we could see something, if we get negative data, we could see one of these moves. So it may break through this 123.60 level and then move on below that. And in this case, our target would be 122.50. Those are two scenarios that we'll have to look for tomorrow. Again, the only news that's coming out is for the British pound, so we do expect a move in the British pound tomorrow. If the number comes in line or slightly lower, there may not be a big impact. If it comes out quite negative, then chances are pound could drop, or if it comes out very positive above 2.2, in that case it would be a move to the upside that we're likely to see. But in terms of support and resistance levels, these look good. 23.60 is a good support level here, and 25.50 is a good resistance level. There is an intermediate one right here, 2,500, that could also come into play, but since we don't want to have too many lines, we'll just keep it at 25.50, and we'll watch it on a lower time frame to see how that plays out. So this is our 25.50. As you can see, we had a double top scenario here previously. So if the price does jump up based on the inflation numbers, this is where we would expect the price to react, and we could get a push off of this level. And if not, we could just see price go into this R1 level here and then drop. So we'd be looking at 123.60 and then potentially lower. But in terms of the move today, not much of a move, even though pound was probably a bigger mover than one of the other ones. 63 pips for pound, that's not a big move. It was a slow day today. So those are the levels we will keep in mind. Dollar CAD. Dollar CAD is what moved a lot today. It moved 104 pips, which is which is quite a big move for dollar CAD. So for dollar CAD, this was actually, let's keep this one here. We had, this was a bit of a range here that it was trading in, and it has, we were watching this level here, it has broken through this level. So in this case, based on the daily candle here, we are looking for a follow through to the downside. So in this case, we are likely looking for something like this, and then a further move to the downside. So based on daily close, this is definitely bearish here. Looking at the 1 hour chart, we did have a nice drop here. Here's our pivot point right in line with the support and resistance area. So this could play out kind of like this, and the target, first target could be this one right here, which is 132.80 level. Would be first target to the downside, which is also our support and resistance from that side. Yeah, so this is a good level. 132.80 as the target to the downside, but we may see a pushback up right into this support and resistance area. As you can see, price has reacted at this level multiple times. It's also our pivot level, so that's important. And let's see fibs, because we did get a good move here. Well, it's also 127 extension on our fibs. So there's multiple confluence coming together. So we will pay attention to that level. So this is the support and resistance area right here. 132.80 area. It's also over S1 level. So there's multiple confluences coming together. So mark that down on the charts, I would recommend, and we will keep an eye on that for trading tomorrow. So let me clear this. Okay. Aussie. Aussie did not do much, even though dollar CAD moved quite a bit. Aussie has not done much. So in this case here, very, very neutral candle, very much like the euro. If you take a look here, very much like euro, very small body and wicks on both sides, which is pretty directionless. In this case, we are, it's still, because it's holding below this level here, it's still very close to our support, previous support and resistance level. We could see a move to the downside here. So we'll keep our level at 75, probably 20 area would be good. 75.20. So this level right here, it is a good support and resistance level. So we'll keep our resistance there. So in this case, again, because it was a pretty neutral day for Aussie. So here's the thing. Excuse me, dollar CAD and Aussie dollar normally tend to move together in opposite directions because of all commodity currencies as well as New Zealand US dollar. But because Aussie did not move like dollar CAD did, there is, this puts a negative bias on Aussie, which means we could see a move like this. We could see price go into the 75.20 level and then drop from there. And the next target would be this support and resistance level right here, which is 74.50 area. So I would put that down as a target. For now, we could see a pushback up into 75.20 or even higher into this area or even into the top of the candle, because that's important support and resistance right here as well. So let's say about 75.20 or 75.30 area. So we'll leave it here for now and let's see how that plays out. And the target would be to the downside, 74.50 level. And in terms of our 1 hour, as we can see here, you did go into our S1 level. We're back into here and looks like it's trying to push down. At this point though, I would say it could still go up higher. So we'll keep an open mind, and it could go even into this level. So 75.45 level here. This is important support and resistance area here as well. So a bit of a zone here. So let's see how this plays out. but I'm going to keep this level here. So a bit of a zone between 75.45 and into this area, 75.20 area. So we'll keep those levels as our levels to watch out for. And then we have this as the target, 74.50, which is also in line with our S1. Not going to draw fibs because that was a very small move for the day. New Zealand US dollar, we are into that support and resistance here, 69.70 area. A bullish day, just like dollar CAD here, New Zealand dollar actually moved more than Aussie did. So it has pushed up. At this time, it is into resistance. Even though it is a big, good bullish candle, it is coming into resistance. So that's something to keep in mind. If it reacts to this resistance, we could see another one of those test the resistance and then drop kind of scenario. In this case, the first target would be the bottom of this green candle, and then the second target would be this 68.93 or 6900 level. So that would be, those will be the two targets. To the downside, I am in this one, because Aussie is very neutral, Aussie is very neutral here, and we could potentially see a drop. New Zealand may go with that as well. So keep an open mind for tomorrow, because we do have, we did have a very, very low volume day today. So this is what it's reacting to at the moment. Into this support and resistance area. Looks like it wants to drop from here, but still we need to keep this in play. 6900 or was 7700 level. So 69.93, which is the top of this pin. So I would keep that in mind, but the level it reacted to, this 69.68 level, that is an important level. Just based on this support and resistance here, it is a pin right here. So we'll keep that as it is. I would like to see it play out like that, because so this is what I am looking for at the moment. If it breaks above this 69.68, then we have this support and resistance area over here, which looks fairly strong here as well. So we'll keep that in play. Above that, then we are getting into higher numbers. So at this point, I don't see too much bullishness in this pair, but if there is geopolitical risk with Syria and Russia and Iran saying basically that they are threatening war, essentially, and so keep an eye on the news wires, because if we do get threats like that, and if there is geopolitical unrest, that could cause problems for us. So we'll have to kind of keep, I would say, do not have large positions on, just because things could change fairly quickly just based on comments, not even reality. So just make sure you manage your positions as we are going through this. So that's the New Zealand dollar. Those will be the two levels that I'd be watching. To the downside, 68.93 would be the bottom here. Any questions? Here's Euro Aussie here. This one was interesting because it was hitting this level, 41.80. It's hit this level several times and it has rejected this. So this is a bit of a range here between 41.80 and 40.50 level here. So we could potentially trade this range, something like this. So if it goes to the top here, there may be a potential selling opportunity here. Do wait for the setup though, I would suggest. So 41.80 could be a selling opportunity, and if it comes to the 40.50 level, that could be a buying opportunity. So trading the range somewhat like that could be could be done. Here's our top here. Price is smack in the middle of the range. So there could be a potential opportunity to play that as well. So that's our Euro Aussie. And then Euro Pound was another one I was looking at. We are at the top here, 65.80 level here. Price has hit this level 3 times. We did have a neutral close on the day. There's a wick on both sides with a small body. So not much move. If you look at the last 3 candles, it hasn't really moved much. So something to maybe watch out here. So if it is at the top level, 65.80, we could get a triple top type of scenario. But I would not take a position in this just yet because of the inflation data, CPI number coming out for the pound tomorrow. If we get a positive number, this would be invalid then because it's likely to break out to the upside. So I would not take a position in this just yet. We do need to wait for that the inflation number. If it does break out to the upside, then we have a big gap here. So this could go fill in this full inefficiency here, and we could see the price move up at least to the top of this candle, which is about 6,700. So there's a there's a room for a move to the upside, but at this point it is kind of getting stuck into this top of this level. But then there is this triangle, which means that it could break out to the upside, and the inflation number would be a threat in this case. But do keep an eye on it. If we do get, let's say, bad inflation number, or maybe just in line, and price doesn't break through this level, we could see a drop at least into this trend line here, or we could even see a drop into the bottom of this 64.50 area. So that would be the target. So again, one of those range scenarios just like this one. We could play, because it is towards the top of the range. If it doesn't break through, we could see it come down, and there is room to play it. So this will be our first level, and then into this level here. 63.80, that will be the next target. Any other pair we want to look at? Dollar Swiss here, this is bearish actually. So we see a rejection of this 1.00 level, and now price has moved down. Again, small move for the day, but we could see a further weakness here, and this is where we would be looking at. So the bottom here, this is important support and resistance level right here, 1.00 level. So this is 1.010, and we are kind of looking for a move back into this level here. So the move here looks bearish, so we could see a move to the downside here. Daily candle is bearish. Okay, so Euro Yen here, this has been interesting. We are sitting right at the bottom, and if it breaks here, yen is again driven by risk right now. It is a safe haven currency, so if we do see price, if it stays below these pins here, we're likely to see a move further to the downside, and that could be the level 116.30 will be the next target right into here, and then below that we could move further down. So 116.30 will be the first target, but it has to hold below these pins for it to be valid. Right now it does look like it wants to move lower. So it looks bearish. Nice pin here for the day, right into our support though. So watch out for the support, but if it breaks here, we are looking for 116.30. All right, so that's all I have. Any other pairs you want me to look at? All right. Okay, so we will call it a wrap. I will upload the recording shortly, and I will see you guys tomorrow then. Have a good night, everyone. Oh, you're welcome. I do like the 1 hour time frame, Aslam. It tends to work out quite well. So I like to get direction from the daily chart. And then look at 1 hour for entries. Sometimes I will go lower to 15-minute and 5-minute charts as well, but I do like the 1 hour chart. All right, so I will see you guys